abduct boys to the initiation schools will face kidnapping charges. The initiation season is starting in the province next week. More than 370 permits for initiation schools have been issued. Police spokesperson Moatshe Ngoepe says parents should take full responsibility of the safety of their children. Meanwhile, Mpumalanga traditional authorities have blamed Ngoepe and asthma for the deaths of 2 initiates in the province recently. The first initiate died at an initiation school in Emalahleni, while the other died in Verena in March this year. Mpumalanga Health MEC Gillian Mashego urged boys and men in the province to undergo medical screening before going to traditional circumcision schools. Mashego says the initiates' deaths had been a lesson to the department to intensify medical assistance and health screening it provides to prevent more fatalities and other health issues related to initiation schools. Deputy Minister for Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Obed Babela, joins us on the line now to give us more details on the circumstances around the initiation schools. Good afternoon, Deputy Minister. Now, Limpopo police have warned that people who forcefully abduct boys to the initiation schools will face kidnapping charges. What are the rules surrounding initiation schools at this point? In other words, who gives them permission to attend?
Well, yes, we are going to be very tough because we saw last year 101 people dying from the initiations. We really want to see us reaching 100 this year or even going beyond 50, both for the winter and the summer season. And that is why in Limpopo, the alertness and the police involvement in that bigger number. In the Eastern Cape is a similar situation where the police have been mobilized and they are on site and then they are ready because kids are finishing writing their exams sometimes next week. And then most of them will be enrolling in the initiation schools. So we are also on the lookout in that particular area because it's the most troublesome, the biggest hotspot in the country. And then Mpumalanga, obviously, is another area because it's their own season this year partly, but next year is a bigger number, about 40,000 young boys are going in next year. So police are now testing with the 5,000 that are going in Mpumalanga this year so that we can then cap all the illegal activities and illegal initiations and the wrongdoing that is taking place. Unfortunately, 2 people have already died due to negligence and then wrongdoing in one of the initiation schools or 2.
Deputy Minister, I do want to know what the rules or rather the grounds that will warrant some arrest or the kidnapping charges being brought. So what are the guidelines that initiation schools have to follow?
There is a Kidnap Act in South Africa. It's an existing act. We'll be invoking it, but it depends on the willingness of parents and the kids cooperating with the police because we tried using it in the past and then only to find that parents will go and withdraw charges or the children will be refusing to witness. But the act is there. We'll use that as a form and then try and persuade the parents and the kids to really be witnesses to say, yes, I was kidnapped, and yes, my boy was not given a permission as a parent, therefore it's a kidnap, so that is a clear-cut case, and we can then prosecute on it. However, if they are going to be withdrawing, it could give us problems, hence in the new policy and the new legislation that will be up next year, we are then saying that parents will be held accountable too. They will be accomplices to the crime going forward because then we realize that there's a loophole in the law that leaves them outside. And even the children who are 18 years and above willingly knowing that I'm being kidnapped and then you collude with the kidnappers, you don't report the case, you'll also end up being prosecuted too. So in that way, we're going to do something in the law going forward.
Deputy Minister, you have indicated that there have been some fatalities so far. So safety is still very much a concern at initiation schools. How has the department continued to deal with unregistered initiation schools?
Well, currently we have asked the police to be on the lookout, visit these forested or bush areas, go into these unused factories or factories that are not active, go on mountains and then keep on scanning. But we have also asked people to report to our hotline, and we've also started a hashtag called initiations, DTA, and then that people, if they see any funny activity going on in their communities, in the regional communities, in the rural areas, in the urban areas, in the big cities and small cities, because it's now happening everywhere, they must then report those incidents so that police can act and then go and close them down. However, the new law that we are now finalizing or have, and it's going to go to Parliament, is saying that we'll be criminalizing as of next year any illegal schools, and those who are found to have started the school will be prosecuted, even if the children are safe that they did not die. And in that way, we will have the power of the law on our side going forward.
Thank you very much, Deputy Minister for Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Obert Babela, for speaking to us. Remember, he did mention that the community can get involved in eradicating illegal activities by initiation schools, and that hashtag is #InitiationDTA.